you? Mum, it stinks in here.
It really does stink in here. Something's definitely gone off and we need to sort that out.
Oh, you know, there's some bad stuff in here, guys. Do you know, in New Zealand, we waste $3 billion worth of food that we should have eaten every year? It's enough to feed the city of Dunedin. That's insane. I reckon we could get all the stuff out from here and make some stuff out of it. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. Well, guys, there's some pretty tired looking veggies around here. But before we learn about what we could do with our tired veggies, I think it's even more important to understand where did the veggies come from, because there's a lot of energy goes into growing food for us to just let it perish and die in the fridge. So I've organised to go and see a potato farmer, and we're going to find out what exactly goes into our potatoes, because potatoes have always been one of our top 10 wasted foods.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, let's go find out what goes on just to grow potatoes. So here we are at local growers where they grow potatoes, and potatoes are our number 3 wasted food. So let's go meet Paul and find out about our good old spuds. So what actually goes into growing a potato like this?
I mean, it's a massive commitment when you look at it. So most of our spuds is sort of 120 to 150 days, just depending on size and where the end market is. So yeah.
So it's like nearly half a year.
Oh yeah, it is. And from start to finish, it's probably is half a year by the time you plough it and work it, plant it, stuff. Yeah. So yeah, look, it's a massive commitment to actually growing a product before you even get it to the market or to the end consumer.
So because of all the energy that it takes to grow this single potato, that's why it's super important that we don't waste any food. Wherever possible, we need to make sure we eat it, because there's a lot of wasted resources. If we take that home, leave it to die in the fridge like your couple of spuddies at home, and end up throwing it away. So let's go home and check out what we could do with those spuds instead of throwing them in the compost.
Sounds good.
So guys, now that we've seen what goes into actually growing food, it's super important that we appreciate the food that we buy, right?
Yep.
So to get started, Carter, we're going to talk about bread. Now there's 29 million loaves of bread that are wasted from our households every year, which is absolutely insane. And what we can do with this is make breadcrumbs. Now one thing you do need to know though, if it's mouldy, if there's any visible mould on bread, you shouldn't eat it. Mouldy bread is not something you should eat, but because this is just dry bread, we can toast it up and make some breadcrumbs. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Cool, let's go whack that in the toaster, eh? Awesome, so now we've got our toast. All we need to do is make our breadcrumbs, which means we just crunch it all up like that and we make nice toasted breadcrumbs. Pretty simple, eh?
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Even you can do that.
So now we're going to find a way to use up these veggies. So one of the ways we can use up our old tired vegetables is make soup. And did you know up to 57% of the food that we waste is actually vegetables? It's unbelievable. So with these tired old ones that we keep buying, instead of throwing them out or composting them, we can actually make soup. So should we make some soup?
Yeah.
Yum.
Can you grab a pot and a knife and we'll get into it? So all those veggies that we had there in the big pile is now turned into a delicious, nutritious meal. But all this stuff here, which is our leftover waste, which we didn't put in the soup because it was a bit old and tired, this stuff here can go into the compost or it could feed chickens, and then the rest of it's made a meal. That's pretty cool, eh? So team, a great way to use up lots of little leftovers that we often just throw away because it's not enough for a meal is to make pizza. So I always keep some containers in my freezer with little leftover bits of food like this pineapple, bit of chopped up tomato, We've got a little bit of bacon over here. Whatever sort of meats and things you've got. Here we've got some onion as well. And I even have like a little bit of dry cheese. It was a bit gross. So we've grated that up and kept that in the freezer too. And then we've got this dip. Now, what a lot of people do is they go, oh, I don't want to put that back out on the table. So I whack it in the freezer and then get it out, defrost it, and use that as my pizza sauce.
Which is crazy because I would never have thought of putting that on a pizza.
Makes great pizza sauce. Right guys, so the proof is in the pizza. Here's a whole bunch of food that we could have thrown away and we've now made it into a yummy pizza for lunch.
Pizza.
Knew you'd be liking that one. So this is a great way to use up all those little bits of food so we don't waste them. And it makes a whole meal just from bits that we often throw away. Okay, so here is a whole lot of leftover frozen fruit that we've been putting away because we didn't get around to eating it. So I've melted some chocolate and we're going to make ourselves a wee family fondue.
Yum.
So it's real easy. When you've frozen your fruit, you get a fork. You stab it into a bit of frozen pineapple like that. And I'm just going to dip it straight into the chocolate and then straight into your mouth.
Is that good?
So this is a great way to use up your leftover fruits and none of the kids complained.
No, look at that. I've never seen them so quiet.
And that's why it's really important to know what's in our fridge, buy what you need, eat what you buy, and make sure you're not throwing stuff away. And that's how we save money and we reduce our food waste.